Hi all, welcome back to Bookin' with Rach. Today, I have a special little treat planned. This is an exciting one for me too because I love talking about my TBR. There's something so hopeful about talking about a TBR. I love watching other people's TBRs. I love making TBRs. I love just talking about books that I haven't read yet. Like, I love talking about books that I have read, but books that I haven't read, there's so much like possibility in it, you know? Okay, that was a lot. So today I have planned to take you through, I keep looking down here because all the books are like spread out in front of me on this little table, but you can kind of see. Spoiler! So I figured I would take you through all of the books on my priority TBR. Now these are books that either I've been looking at forever and been meaning to read forever, or new ones that I'm just really anxious to read. This is from my physical TBR, right? So there are other books that I am highly anticipating reading, but these are just the ones physically that I own, okay? Okay. I do want to start this off by saying if you've read any of these books, or of the ones that you have read, please let me know which ones I should prioritize on the priority TBR. Which ones should be my priority, okay? Let me know. Oh my gosh, if you are a coffee girly and you've not tried the Chobani Sweet Cream Creamer, what are you doing? So good. Also, isn't she cute? It's got little dragons and stars. I love her. Etsy. Etsy has all of the cutest bookish sweaters. If you're ever looking for bookish merch, Etsy. Got my coffee. We are all freaking set. Let's do it. Starting off strong, we have From the Ashes. This is by Jessie Thistle, who is Indigenous Canadian, and I've heard that not only the story, but like the writing is just stunning and beautiful. And it was a 2020 selection, Canada Reads, CBC Books. It was also the Kobo Emerging Writer Prize winner. So it's gotten a lot of recognition, and one of my reading goals was that I wanted to diversify my reading this year, and we're starting off strong with From the Ashes. Next up, we have the Cruel Prince trilogy. Now, this is one I've had for quite a while, but that just, it feels like a big commitment. I don't know. I feel like anybody I've spoken to has been like, yeah, you have to read all 3 books back to back to back. Like, it is YA, I think. Pretty sure, right? So I think that I'll be able to get through it quite quickly, but it feels intimidating. Next up, similar vibe, we have Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I've never read Leigh Bardugo. I know. So similar thing to Cruel Prince, this feels very daunting. The whole Grishaverse thing, because I know there's 3 separate series with series. I hate that word. Series. Also, I tried to watch the TV show and I was confused. So I'm scared, okay? Moving on. We have Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. Now, if you know me, you know I love Ali Hazelwood. I will eat it up every freaking time. Her adult STEM romances are just to die for. I've read Love on the Brain, Love Hypothesis, and I've read her YA debut, which was Check and Mate. So this is kind of her only main book that I haven't read. And I know she's coming out with 2 more, Bride and another YA romance, I believe, in the new year. Well, it is the new year. Good morning, 2024. She's coming out with a couple more books, and I am very excited for those, but I gotta catch up because this one's been out for a long time, and I've heard it's a lot of people's favorite by her, which has me so excited. All the STEM romances have a different kind of focus within the STEM world, but this one's about theoretical physicists. So I'm very excited about this one. Next up, I have a controversial one, and that's Credence by Penelope Douglas. Now, this book also scares me. Okay, at best, because I've heard it's very disturbing, and I need to look up the triggers for it. It has quite literally divided the internet. So let me know your thoughts on it, because I don't know. I never DNF, and I don't know if it goes the way I think it's gonna go based on what I've seen and how people have been reacting. I might have to DNF. I'm not gonna lie. But that's Credence. Next up, we have Lightlark by Alex Astor. Now, this is a book that I think I'm going to start buddy reading with a friend on my book talk. So that's very exciting. But I don't know much about it. It's fantasy. It says, welcome to the Centennial. Every 100 years, the island of Lightlark appears for only 100 days to host a deadly game. Listen, high stakes and a deadly game. You got me. I'm sold. Where the rulers of 6 realms fight to break their curses and win unparalleled power. Each ruler has something to hide. Each curse is uniquely wicked. To break them and save themselves and their realms, one ruler must die. To survive, Isla Crown must lie, cheat, betray. Even as love complicates everything. Romantasy book club, what can I say, okay? I'm so pumped for this. Does that not just sound like the perfect book? Is that Is that controversial? Is that just me? I don't know. I was lucky enough to have that sent to me, and I also have Nightbane, which was also sent to me, so thank you for that. I'm very, very excited. Next up, we have an obvious one, and that's The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. Now, I gotta tell you, since House of Flame and Shadow came out, I have been so FOMO, okay? The urge to go out and buy that book, even though I don't have either of the other two books, I've not read any of Throne of Glass or Crescent City, is so strong, and I feel like that's a bad sign. I think that's a sign that I need to do some deep inner work, because what? But I feel like I've been on a Sarah J. Maas kick since it came out, just because everybody's talking about her and everybody's freaking out about all the series and everything. I'm very excited to be in the know about this series. As a little update, I'm currently reading A Court of Silver Flames. Y'all know that. I've been talking about it for actually ever. I'm so sorry. Those updates will soon come to a close because I have about 200 pages left, I believe. And it's picking up. It's picking up. I'm a little confused by the like world going on, like some of the terms that they're using right now. I'm like, who's that again? What's that? Huh? What? It feels like a different series almost. Like it doesn't feel the same as the first 4 books felt to me. So, not a bad thing. I think I'm getting used to it, and also Nested just grinds my gears. Now, I'm waiting for the arc, okay? I know her character arc is coming. I've heard it. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves her by the end. She's starting to grow on me, I'm not gonna lie to you. So I'm excited to see where that goes and to continue that. But I've been so busy and so tired at night that I've been falling asleep while reading that book every single night. So that's unhelpful. I need to read it during the day. Alas, here we are. All that to say, the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas is on my priority TBR, but I do want to take a break once I'm done Silver Flames and read some other stuff, just so I don't slump out by starting this right away. But I do think once I start this, I'm going to be absolutely hooked and never put it down. So, something's telling me that Throne of Glass is going to be my favorite by her. Moving on, we have Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis. I finally got the pretty cover. Look at her. I could not deal with that like neon pink orange cover. Certainly not. But this is so cute. It says soon to be an Apple TV series. Has that happened yet? I don't have Apple TV, so it doesn't really matter. But sparks joy with every page, a timeless novel, absolutely unputdownable, thought-provoking and stylish. Yes, please. Also a STEM romance, a female empowerment romance. Just, it'll do it for me every time. A legion of overlooked housewives find themselves daring to change the status quo, one molecule at a time. Moving on. We have The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. Now this I just recently bought, so this is just recently added to my physical TBR. And this I know pretty much nothing about, I'm not gonna lie. However, the blurb on the front is by SJM. And she says, Lynette Noni is a masterful storyteller, a must-read for any fantasy lover. So, that's all I have to say. Now, this is another series, so I don't know how much of a commitment this is. I think it's 3 books, but I'm very excited. This was some people's like top read of the year, which is wild and crazy. So, I feel like I need to get on this sometime soon, relatively soon. Moving on, we have, drumroll please, Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I know, I haven't read it yet. However, it's on my priority TBR, okay? Listen, I'm definitely gonna get to this month. Don't mark my words, but that's the plan. And I know that it's, again, some people's literally favorite fantasy and top read of the year, which is wild and crazy. And the next one in the series is coming out this year, so I wanna be prepared for that. I wanna get in on the hype of that. So Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I originally wanted a paperback, but could not find it anywhere. I'm Canadian and live in the US, right, for school. So I looked in both places, both countries, all different bookstores, indie bookstores, Barnes & Noble, Indigo, Chapters, like all of these bookstores, and nobody had it. Target even, like nobody had this book. And then I went to the Barnes & Noble by me, and they had 1 copy, and it was beat to crap. Like, so damaged. So I was like, I can't justify it. And then I went home for the holidays, and over Christmas break, I found this. Again, the store had 1 copy, and this one's in great shape. So I'm very excited about her. Hardback. I never read hardbacks, but I'm assuming I'm gonna love it, so it's gonna be nice to be able to display it nicely, you know? Because I'm a spine cracker, okay? Shamelessly. Next. Okay, this was one I'm really excited about. And it is Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. So the whole series is actually on my priority TBR and has been for a really long time. I have the original covers because I found out that they were doing the new ones. I saw them in store and I was like, no. Thank you, but no, that's not. So I ordered them off Blackwells. I don't know if they're still on there. I think they are. So if you haven't gotten your hands on the new cover, or on the old covers, sorry, because they're just, I think this is my favorite cover maybe ever. I just think it's so stunning. The glare is not great, but yeah. and I love them. So I have the whole series and I've not started it. Toxic book girly trait for sure, but priority TBR for sure. However, I have heard that like it's kind of love or hate because there's some toxicity in here that either people love or hate, and I'm always into that. So I'm excited to see which side of the spectrum, yeah, that I'm on. Moving on. We have Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I originally wasn't gonna get this because the cover is just like, meh. Listen, I judge a book by its cover and it's bad. We're moving forward this year. We're gonna get past that this year, okay? It's a flaw, it's a character flaw. But I've heard great things, like really, really wonderful things. It's a lot of people's top romance, so I think that's pretty cool. Coffee break. I do these videos and I talk and talk and talk and I'm like, my mouth's dry and then I'm drinking coffee. Like, unhelpful, girl. Also, who likes my little cup? Isn't this cute? This was my little birthday gift to myself. Fun fact, it's my birthday in 2 days, February 4th, Sunday. And I'm 21. So that's gonna be super fun. I'm in Chicago. But my favorite color is yellow. And I saw this, it was at Five Below. It's literally glass, like, be so for real. I love her. Moving on, we have one of my most anticipated oh, the glare is really glaring. Okay, yeah. This is one of my most anticipated reads. I will say I'm a little intimidated by the sheer size of it. She's hefty, but Boys of Tommen, Binding 13. Also, unpopular opinion, I don't know if it's unpopular, but I love this cover. I don't know what it is, these covers. I purposely bought this book because I love the cover. And I've been seeing them, specifically Emily Michelle and Freya Valerio's videos. They're obsessed with these and I've never read them, so I think I need to hop on that bandwagon and get it together and read this book. Next up, we have Beartown by Frederick Backman. I hate these stickers. These like, it's not a sticker, it's like on the actual cover. Be so for real right now. I wanted to read it for so long and it's winter, but it's not been cold. So it's like February 1st right now and I went outside wearing my coat and I had to take it off. I was so hot. Like I was literally wearing a sweatshirt outside today in Chicago. So I don't know what's going on with that, but it's giving me winter vibes, obviously. Look at the cover. And I wanted to read it when it was winter and snowy and like all the things, you know? So I'm sure when I go back for spring break to my home, Canada, even though it'll be March, it'll probably be snowy. So maybe that'll be the moment for this book. But a tiny community deep in the forest, Beartown hasn't been the best at anything in a long time. But down by the lake stands an old ice rink, and in that ice rink, Kevin, Amat, Benji, and the rest of the town's junior ice hockey team are about to compete in the national semifinals. Listen, I'm Canadian. A book about hockey, I'll take it. And they actually have a shot at winning. All the hopes and dreams of this place now rest on the shoulders of a handful of teenage boys. Oh, that makes me want to cry. Wait, this is making me want to really read this now. Under that heavy burden, the semifinal match becomes the catalyst for a violent act that will leave a young girl traumatized and a town in turmoil. Ooh. This is a story about a town and a game, but even more about loyalty, commitment, and the responsibilities of friendship. The people we disappoint even though we love them, and the decisions we make every day that come to define us. In this story of a small forest town, Frederick Backman has found the entire world. Wait, I'm tearing up. That was one of the most beautiful backs of books I've ever read, actually. Can we, hot take, can we bring back the synopses on the backs of the books? Why have we started this weird thing where it's just like quotes from authors? Like, I love the quotes from the authors, but put that like on the inside, you know? Like this. Frederick Backman, you've got it covered, man. So that then I can still have my little snippet. Most of the time, I'd rather read the synopsis than the quotes by the authors. Unless you're Lynette Noni and SJM gave you a quote. Then I mean, you gotta flaunt that, okay? On the front page. But otherwise, I don't know. I feel like we're moving away from that and we're moving towards quotes on the backs of books. And I don't know. It doesn't do it for me. Moving on. That sounds stunning. I want to pick it up like now. Ooh, okay. Moving on. Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Listen, I know. I've read 2 TJR books and I enjoyed one of them, didn't love the other one. I've read, Daisy Jones and the Six, loved. So unique, so cool. I really enjoyed it all the way through. And I've read Malibu Rising, which I didn't enjoy as much. However, it was the first book I ever read on audiobook, so I feel like that didn't give it a real chance because audiobook, I don't know, it didn't do it for me. Like, to be that locked in, you know, like to the book. And I'm someone who like wants to read every sentence and get every single morsel of information the book has. But I can't do that with an audiobook, I feel like, because my brain wanders. Listen, I'm a theater major, okay? My brain is not focused at best. There is that, but even audiobook aside, I've heard that memoirs are really good on audiobooks, so I think I need to give a memoir a chance with audiobooks before I like write them off completely. This kind of book on audiobook was just, it was so depressing. And people were saying it's the summer vibes, you know? And I read it in the winter, or like kind of like in the fall winter when like I was like wanting those summer vibes back, you know? I wanted to like immerse myself in that world. To me, it did not have the summer vibes at all. Like they were surfing, sure, but like it was too sad to like even enjoy the surfing. I can't lie to you. It left me hurt. I felt unwell. Like I just wanted to sit and stare at a wall. And I do like her writing. I don't know. I don't know. If you've read that book, let me know what you think. If you read it on paperback, because maybe I need to give it another chance for a reread at some point this year or next. Maybe it's not, I didn't give it a fair shake. I don't know. But that was a long segue. But the Sevelin. I just said the Sevelin husbands. Yeah, that'll do it. Funny story. I originally thought this was about royalty because look at her. So first of all, Evelyn Hugo sounds like such a like princess name. And the front page, she looks like a princess or a queen or something. Some sort of royalty. But apparently it's about like a Hollywood star. Okay, so the first 3 words on the back. So stupid. Say, reclusive Hollywood icon. So I can't read. She's ready to tell the truth about her glamorous and scandalous life, but when she chooses unknown magazine reporter Monique Grant to write her story, no one is more astounded than Monique herself. Okay, so Los Angeles in the 1950s to the 80s. Oh, that's gonna be so cool. Should I have just read the first 3 words? Yeah, maybe. Listen, okay? I'm just a girl. Moving on, we have Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. Now, I've heard that the movie is better. I tried to read this I think last year or the year before, and I started it and I was like, it's one of those books where like they describe a river for the whole page and you're like, what? It's Reese's Book Club, which is usually a good sign. Record-breaking #1 New York Times bestselling phenomenon has captivated millions of readers around the globe. It's named a best book of the year by New York Times Book Review, Bloomberg, USA Today, Southern Living, BuzzFeed, Real Simple, The Skim, Bustle, Pure Wow, Writer's Bone, Telegram, and Gazette, Book Reporter, LitHub, and Read It Forward. Now listen, that is just ridiculous, okay? It's gotta be good, no? So let me know what you thought if you've read this, because I've heard the mixed reviews. I don't really understand why that is. Homecoming by Kate Morton. So this is set on like New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve or something? Christmas Eve. Again, see, praise for Kate. The back is just praise for Kate Morton. There's no synopses. I get it. I'm supposed to like flip to this, but like be so for real. This is a paperback. It doesn't need this thing. Anyways, enough with my pointless complaining. I don't know. It's really thick. I'm a little intimidated. If you've read this, I haven't heard much about this. I will admit, I bought it for the cover just because, can we talk about how beautiful? The camera does not do it justice, but it's a stunning cover. And I bought it because I'm just a girl in the world and I like a pretty cover, okay? Sue me. This may seem like a lot of books, and it is a lot of books. It feels like a lot of books to me too as I'm speaking about them. But I do have a lot of books on my TBR, so these are truly my priority TBR. And also this is why I'm asking for your input, because it's out of control, as you can see. Without further ado, we have The Alice Network by Kate Quinn. This is again Reese's Book Club, Heather's Pick, my Canadian girlies. If you know, you know. Wow, it's really washed out. How do I like, there we go. Yeah. Again, it's just quotes in the back. Ugh, this is historical fiction, and I've had it on my TBR for way too long, like way too long. So if you read this, let me know. I want to read more historical fiction this year, I think. I've mostly read Anthony Doerr's historical fictions, and I just think they're stunning and beautiful and so lyrical, and I love. So I want to continue on that journey this year. Another journey I want to continue on this year is reading thrillers. And I mentioned this in one video. And of course, you stunning, beautiful people decided to help me out on the journey. I had these 3 books sent to me this week, and let me just go through them real quickly. Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubica, Don't Let Her Stay by Nicholas Sanders, and Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell, which this cover, I love this cover. I don't know why, but every time I see it, I'm like, wait, I need to read this book right now. So, out of these 3 thrillers, please let me know which you preferred, which I should start with. I plan to read all of those super soon. Moving on, we have Abby Jimenez's Yours Truly. Now this is definitely one of my top. Part of Your World is favorite romance ever that I've read. So this one, needless to say, I can't believe I haven't read it yet. If you haven't read Part of Your World, go read it right now, please. Next up, we have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. YA, I've heard it move super quickly, and my sister's read this and loved it. So I gotta get on her wavelength. Next up, we have Dune by Frank Herbert, a classic. One of my other goals for this year was reading more classics, and this is definitely on the list. So is The Hobbit, and so is 1984 by George Orwell, FYI. But I also had the privilege of having this sent to me by one of my lovely followers, Olivia Von Holt. Thank you again. I am so pumped about it. It's so soft and beautiful. Ugh, I can't wait. Next up we have Ruthless Vows. Now I've already started this book, but I only read like 20 pages or something, and then I kind of read other books, so I need to actually get on this. I'm gonna start this, I think, when I finish A Court of Silver Flames, because I'm gonna restart it because I don't really remember what I read, but pretty self-explanatory. I have the dust jacket off because I'm gonna read it. Next up, we have Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, which again, I've heard great things about. I wanna watch the movie, and I keep saying this. I keep saying I'm gonna read it, and I never do. You know those books? They just like, are like, yeah. Girl, I need to lock in, okay? Cannot wait to be kicking my feet and just, you know? Next up, we have Heir of Broken Fate by Mads Rafferty. In the book talk world, Mads Rafferty is our girl. The cover is stunning. It's exquisite to see that something so beautiful, shrouded and hidden by darkness, can still shine bright. Yeah, it's a fantasy. I mean, come on. We have 2 books left. If you've made it this far, thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. Bear with me just a little bit longer, okay? If We Were Villains by ML Rio. Now, I've never read Dark Academia. Harry Potter's also on this list. I've read only the first 3 books. I know. But I really think Dark Academia is going to be up my alley. I'm not going to lie to you. It seems very me. So I'm excited to get into this. If you read it, let me know. I know there's some mixed opinions on it. I know there's a Shakespeare thing that I'm a little concerned will get in the way. Like I won't, because I'm a theater major, so I know Shakespeare, but I'm not super knowledgeable. And like quotes and things, I won't really know the origin. I'm not sure. I don't know. If you've read it, let me know what you thought. Let me know if the Shakespeare got in the way or if it was just fine. I'm sure it'll be just fine. And last but not least, we have, drumroll please, Jennifer Lynn Barnes' The Inheritance Games trilogy. Now, or I guess there's 4 books now. Ugh. Again, I've heard this goes quick. It's YA. It's kind of like a game again, which I love those kinds of books. I believe there's a romance in it. I'm not 100% sure on that. Don't quote me on that, but either way, I'm game. And I've never read Jennifer Lynn Barnes. That feels like a crime, and I feel like I need to get on that. But alas, those are the books on my priority TBR. That was really stupid. That was so many books. Wow, okay. So, what I need from you is to let me know which ones you loved, which ones maybe you didn't love. No spoilers, please, of course. But this was super fun and just also insightful to go through my physical TBR and like my priority physical TBR, get a reality check. Yeah, I will not be buying any books this year. Yes, I will. But I don't need any more books. And I know that. But again, I'm just a girl in the world, okay? So, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was super fun for me to make. Please let me know what you want to see in the future. I will do my best. All of my links are in the description. If you want to follow me in Book Talk for daily content, head over there. It's super fun. We have such a great community over there. Goodreads and Instagram are more for the kind of live updates of what I'm reading and how I'm feeling and what's going on. Don't forget to like and comment on this video if you enjoyed, and also don't forget to subscribe. It's easy to do. Listen, it's easy to do, okay? Just that little button right down there. Right down there. Anyway, I would love to have you in the community. Hit the bell to be notified every time I post, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.